Okay then, in today's video, we're gonna go over one of the best strategies to beat the Nightmare Soul Burst Metronette raid. I also made sure to only include Loomians on my team that are very easy to get, so you don't have to worry about getting rare things like secret abilities. Anyway, now let's go over the Loomians that you and your friend are gonna want on your teams. Both players are gonna want the same Loomians, since the strategy we'll be using is just to spam bug type moves. The first Loomian you'll want is a Harvesect. This Harvesect will want to have a very brawny, clumsy and sluggish personality, a bug essence. The only ability Harvesect is Life Force, so you don't have to worry about that. The only moves we'll need is Parasitize, but feel free to bring Bulk Up if you want to use that too, and then for the UPs, we'll want them to be as high as possible, with the TPs being 200 health, 200 melee attack, and 100 melee defense. The second Loomian you'll want is a Soul Burst Florant. This Florant will want to have a very brawny, clumsy, and sluggish personality, a Florant Soul Burst Crystal item. The ability doesn't actually matter, because when we Soul Burst, we'll always get the Power Jaws ability. The one only move we'll need is Parasitize, and then for the UPs, we'll want them to be as high as possible, with the TPs being 200 health, 200 melee attack, and 100 melee defense. And then for your final Loomian, you'll want a Garbantis. This Garbantis will want to have a very robust, frail, and clumsy personality. A Clutch Plushie or a Bug Essence item would also be fine. The ability Trash Armor. The only move we'll need is Battering Ram. And then for the UPs, we'll want them to be as high as possible, with the TPs being 100 health, 200 melee defense, and 200 speed. There are some other great bug-type Loomians that you can use instead, for example Terraclaw, but since it'll want its secret ability, I chose not to include it since the Soul Burst Metronette raids don't have a drop table, so I don't think it's worth the time just to use it for 2 battles. Now let's quickly go over what the Soul Burst Metronettes have in their arsenal. Starting with the normal difficulty Metronette, it is level 50, the health multiplier is 2 times, which means each health bar should have a total of 290 health. The ability is demanding, and then the moves it has are Dark Surge, Psycho Blast, Pyrokinesis, and Mega Punch. And then for the Nightmare difficulty Metronette, it's level 55, the health multiplier is 2.5 times, which means each health bar should have a total of 362 health, the ability is demanding, and then the moves that it has are Shadow Pulse, Psycho Blast, Mega Punch, and Soul Storm. Now let's jump into the strategy, which you can do the same thing for both the normal and Nightmare modes. And the reason for that is because this entire strategy is just to spam bug type moves, which yeah, I guess you can't really call that a strategy. But there is one important thing that you should know, and that is you should try to avoid having both Florants on the field at the same time to try and avoid Shadow Pulse being spammed. So you'll want to have one of the players lead off with their Harvesect and the other player to lead off with the Florant, and then to spam Parasitize to deal huge damage to the Metronette, while also healing yourself a lot in the process too. Most of the time, you shouldn't actually need to use the Garbantis, but it is a nice safety net in case you get unlucky throughout the battle. But if you do need to rely on the Garbantis, you should outspeed the Metronette and hit it really hard with Battering Ram, which uses your melee defense stat to calculate the damage instead of your melee attack. And with the Clutch Plushie item, you'll be guaranteed to fire off at least 2 attacks. And that's it, so go and get your Metronette Soul Burst Crystal and your saddle. And like I said before, these Metronette raids don't have a drop table like the Dragodane raids had, because this event already has an event shop, the Milo shop, and also the wild event Loomians, so it would be way too grindy on top of everything else. But you are able to challenge this raid as many times as you want to help out your friends or even other people.